One of the hardest things to do as you build a business, being a builder or working in the building industry, is knowing how do you transition to the next step. Being able to come off the tools and to get involved in something where you might not have to physically work as hard is certainly attractive. The other thing about it is you want a business that's cash positive. Builders are doing it tough at the moment. Money, it's strung out. They're getting problems with trades, they're getting problems getting supplies. It's a whole different ball game today than it was 3 years ago, for example. The good thing about gyms and the work that we do, it's a very cash positive business. We actually get paid for the work we do before we release our reports, which means there's always money coming into the bank. And it's a good way to earn a living. You're not knocked about. I'm approaching my retirement. I've got a couple of years to go. I could realistically keep working out there doing building inspections for another 10 years if I chose to. So Jim's Building Inspections, we ideally target people that are registered builders, architects, engineers, might have a building surveying background. So we look for those people with technical expertise, sound knowledge and experience in the building industry. We go down to one level below that, people that have got a certificate in building construction or building surveying, and at least 4 to 5 years practical hands-on experience working in the industry. The reason for that, our people need to know something about buildings. We want people out there that do know how a building is built, how it performs over time, and what to look for to ensure people buying a home or building a home aren't exposed to all those risks and problems that happen if you don't get things checked. So the sort of person that does really well at gyms are good people. They've got to be able to communicate well, they've got to be responsive, they've got to be able to adopt our principles that we have at gyms. Good customer service is absolutely essential. But people that are also good at business and savvy know how to get on with how to create a profitable business. Those people tend to do very well. Some of those people could do well in nearly any business, but the reason they excel at gyms is because the system supports them. Those two things together go on to make for a very profitable and healthy business. The system is really a whole package. When you buy into a franchise, in some cases, you'll get the nuts and bolts, and that's fine. But the thing that really matters is the relationship you have with your franchisor. Your franchisor is the key to your success. If you have a franchisor that's technically aware and responsive to you as an individual and works at building that relationship to get to know you, that makes a world of difference as to how long you'll last in this business. I've been very fortunate. I've got a number of franchisees that have been with me for 10 years now. In that journey, they've grown. They could leave, they could go out and run their own business tomorrow. But the reason they stay with gyms is the value they get and the support. So when you apply to become a gyms building inspector, it's about cutting through the unknown. Most people have got a bit of a misunderstanding when it comes to doing building inspections. So the average person thinks it's a licensed inspector. In the state of Victoria, there is no prerequisite and no requirement to go out and do building inspections, particularly in the pre-purchase market space. You could start there tomorrow. The chances of being successful though are really doubtful. The reason why we're successful is because of that total package, the training and all the things that go behind that. We don't just teach our guys what it is you need to know, we actually step them through and we make sure they have supervised inspections as part of that training experience. We take them out, we run through until we're satisfied they're getting it right and they're working to a very strong system that ensures they're not going to miss things, they're going to get it right, and they're going to go on to have a good, profitable business. That's really important for the individual. It's important for our brand as well. Gyms is a creditable brand, and the reason for that, we're good at what we do. If we don't get something right, we'll go back and we'll address that. We'll make sure we fix it up. That's a big part of the gyms approach to business. So training for gyms, when it comes to gyms building inspections, is multi-layered. We start off by teaching people the very basics of looking at an existing home and how to do that assessment. It's opinion-based around an Australian standard which sets a framework and guides people as to what they should, but not only should not report on. There are areas that we are not permitted to go into. We're not electricians, we're not plumbers. We can't comment on a smoke detector, whether it's going to be working in a few months. So there are things that you're not permitted to do when it comes to a building inspection. Once we get that pre-purchase training out of the way, we focus on new construction. And that process starts in the classroom, continues in the field, and is ongoing for months after those training courses. Then we do our termite timber pest training, our asbestos training, our tax depreciation training. It's a constant journey to build up the skill sets. Most of the franchisees, when they join, tend to do a range of services, but then they hone down to the skills that they prefer and the services they want to provide. And that's where they become real specialists at what they do. Pick up the phone, give Jim's a call at our call centre, and they'll put a message through to your franchisor who will contact you, get back to you with information and start to get you involved in what it takes to join the Jim's team.